thought I built this house on top of a nuclear waste dump, the way that everybody is reacting to where I built this house. Gentlemen, the other day I saw that actually Max Tuning sent me the video. There's a guy named Arvin, Haddad, that does basically like mansion reviews. He's the how to buy mansion guy. And I've actually been watching his videos now for quite some time. Well, one of those comments that I saw in my house tour video is I can't wait for Arvin to actually do a review of this house. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, he probably will. And so I've kind of been a little bit like waiting and kind of expecting it. But the other day it dropped. I'm gonna link down below to Arvin's video if you guys want to go check it out and watch it. But even if you don't want to watch the video and hear what he had to say about this house, I want you to go and read the comments. Just peruse them a little bit. It's like one of those things where I knew better. Like, don't go read the comments, stupid. And I went into the comments. Just the fact that all these people have such an opinion about my house and what I did wrong and why it sucks so bad and why I'm an idiot. It's like, you're living in an apartment, dude. Like, seriously. And you're all of a sudden an architectural fucking expert. Give me a break. And they also thought that he went too easy on me, like, because he actually gave me some really great compliments and feedback about the design, about the palette that we picked, about the architectural details. Like, he was super complimentary. And I knew immediately what the main issue was gonna be, and that is the location. Everybody that sees that video of his or of mine that sees the fact that it's on a road that has traffic, it's got a cemetery across the street from me, everybody acts like, oh my God, like what did he do? Arvin was like, why didn't you spend more money and get a better lot? Let me tell you something, the money wasn't the issue. It was, I wanted to live here, this lot. I've owned this lot for 5 years. I lived next door. I built my last house on the same street that's crazy busy, and oh my God, how could he do it? I built a $2 million house right next door, all right? I sold it in literally like 2 days, all right? People don't mind, and that's the other thing, and that's one of the points that I just kind of want to make. Unless you're familiar with like my area or the area that you're watching a house tour video on, you've got to understand that there's sometimes more to the story. And with this lot, this location, there's definitely a lot more to the story. The number one thing and the number one reason why I built my house here is because I love this street. I love this location. I actually love the cemetery that's across the street from me. If I was super worried about my privacy, I wouldn't have built my house here. I would have not had glass on the front or glass on the windows and all that. I wouldn't have done it, all right? But I knew what I was getting into. And so obviously, like, I'm comfortable with it. Now, does it mean that everybody would be? Absolutely not. But guess what? It's not your house. It's mine. He's not wrong. Like, that's the other thing. He's not wrong with his opinions. He's not wrong with what he's saying. But he's also looking at it from a resale perspective. He's also looking at it from an investment perspective. He's not snarky or nasty or anything like that. He seems like a great dude that I'd love to have a beer with, all right? He was laughing at me, acting like an idiot, talking about my urinal, talking about everything is sexy, talking about the fact that I love animals, talking about all that stuff. Like, he was, you know, having a good time with it. And like I said, I love Arvin, and so don't get that twisted. But the thing that I just want to mention, all right, so the lot, I knew what I was doing. The fact that I've got people behind me, you just don't understand my area. My area, and the number one thing that I love so much about where I sit right now, right here, today, on this lot that wasn't good enough, that I shouldn't have built this house on, is that I can walk to cool shit in 2 minutes. I am half a mile from Salon Posta. I am half a mile from my office. I am 2 streets over from the house that I bought my mom. Like, I built my world around this area. And like I said, I can walk out my door and I'm grabbing a cup of coffee or a slice of pizza in 2 minutes. Location, location, location. If I wanted to, I could have gone and bought a 5-acre lot, like 2 miles, 3 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles down the road, built this house. But guess what? I wouldn't be able to walk to cool shit. The other thing, and one of the things that Arvin does is he's got this score, right? It's called the Arvin score. He's got 10 different things that he lists, and he gives a score from 1 to 10, all right? My location, or my views, were 0 because I have a cemetery. But there's a missing component. that I am going to be bold and brave enough to actually acknowledge on this video for the first time, I've never admitted this to anybody, that he should be adding to his score. And for me, I'd get a 10. So let me see if I can explain this and not sound like a bigger douche. So if you were to buy your dream car, all right? Maybe it's a Porsche, maybe it's a Lambo, maybe it's a whatever, like a Toyota Supra or like a Subaru Outback. I don't care, whatever it is, right? You love that car. You're like, damn, someday when I'm successful, I'm gonna get that car. Ooh, and it's gonna be so amazing, right? And then you get it. And you're like, oh my God, I got it. This thing is so badass. It is beautiful. And you park it in your garage. But you don't really drive it anywhere. Maybe once in a while, you know, you'll drive it around your cul-de-sac. But every day you go out there, you look at it, you rub it with the diaper, you're like, damn, that's a sick-ass car. But you don't really drive it anywhere. But then one day you decide, you know what? I'm going to take it for a spin. I'm going to take it out. Whoo. And then what happens, right? You're driving it, right? You love it. But then you start noticing all these dudes are like, damn, nice car. You're getting compliments. Wow, that car is incredible. Women are coming up to you, checking you out, being like, dude, like seriously, that's a sexy ass ride, right? And then you go and you park it back in your garage. Well, when do you enjoy it more? When it's in your garage, or when you're getting compliments or getting acknowledged that it's a badass car? Now, let me try to correlate it to this house. If I had a house and it was back in some like country ass road, nobody ever saw it, I would know that I've got an amazing house and I love it. And every day I'd get up and I'd be like, damn, this house is incredible. It's awesome. But nobody ever sees it. Nobody ever tells you, wow, you've got a great house. I love your house. It's beautiful. Wow, look at that. Nobody's ever driving by taking pictures and all that, right? If I'm being completely honest, like getting compliments. And I know that that's like, I sound like, whatever. You probably like getting compliments too. It feels good. You know, one of the reasons why people like buying stuff is not just the way it makes them feel, it's the way that it makes other people feel or other people appreciate when they see it, right? Does that make sense? And so, when I'm actually being really, truly honest with myself, I enjoy the fact that people get to see this house and think that it's cool and give me compliments. And every time I'm outside and somebody walks by, they say, wow, I really love your house. Like, it feels good. If I'm being honest, is it saying that I need positive encouragement and reinforcement in my life? I don't know if that's what it says to me, but it feels good that other people think that it's cool. And so I know that that's ego talking, and ego will get you in trouble, and ego makes you do some really stupid things. But if there was another number on the Arvin score for ego, I would get a 10 because, you know, and I don't even know if, you know, and I got to be honest, like, why did I want to build this badass house? Was it just because I love living in, you know, a really nice place? Or is there some part of the poor little weird insecure kid that grew up in a really crappy home that felt insecure because he never had anything and felt like other people looked down on him? Is there some part of that insecure kid that is inside of me still to this day that is trying to prove something to him? Maybe so. Maybe I should have spent the money on a psychiatrist instead of Luder's limestone in the foyer and the pool deck. I worked really hard to be able to do this, and I did it. And I'm proud of myself. It feels good. And like I said, it was a brutal process. It was more expensive than I dreamed. It took longer than I envisioned. And even if I had joined Arvin's like inner circle, I don't know that he would have saved me much money or helped me avoid some of the mistakes that I made. I don't think he would have, but maybe he would have, who knows. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of come on and talk a little bit about that video because, you know, it's a reaction video to this, and this is something that I worked really hard for, I'm very proud of, and it is a thing. And so when I saw that video, I got really nervous because I was scared to what he was going to say and if he was going to tear it apart. But I actually was so taken aback by the fact that he did acknowledge and notice some of the things that I know went into this. and why my team did such an amazing job. Now, a lot of people in the comments thought that he just, was taking it easy on me and that it's horrible and it's hideous and oh my God, nobody should ever live in something so disgusting. But whatever, I was so proud of it. The fact that somebody that I respect like Arvin would talk so kindly about some of the things that I'm very passionate about and the things that I love about this house. People do think I'm crazy. They think that I'm crazy for building this house and spending this money. But I love it. And so if I can spend the money that I have earned in a way that's going to make me the happiest, that's going to bring my wife and I the most joy, it would be this. I built myself basically a resort on a street that I love, in a location that I absolutely love, and I can walk to cool shit in 2 minutes. And it does feel good, if I'm being completely honest. When I meet somebody and we talk and they find out that I live here and they want to talk about the house, or they, give me a compliment because, I did a good job or whatever, like, it feels fucking good. And so whatever, it is what it is. So I guess, Arvin, if you were to add another asterisk to the score, it should be ego. How many people are telling the owner or giving the owner compliments that their house is badass? If you're in an area where it's nothing but badass houses, your ego score is probably not going to be the greatest because everybody there has a big ego and everybody there has a badass house. But me, the house is a little bit out of place on this road, in this town, in this location. Now, around me, there are other badass, beautiful houses, but guess what? Nobody's seen them because you don't see them. But mine, apparently, everybody sees, and everybody has an opinion that this is the worst location in America, but at least it's sexy.